It's DMM time. Time for the daily mentor message. I want to share something pretty emotional today. And as I was getting prepared for recording today's video, I was kind of thinking back to my childhood and something that I heard very commonly from my parents. And that was, do as I say, not as I do. And I remember being so confused as a child because, for example, my parents back then in the 70s, they both smoked and would tell us how bad smoking was. And it was just made no sense that if you're telling us that we should never smoke, but you're doing it in front of us, one, it makes us suspicious. Two, it makes us curious. And it just didn't make sense even to my 4, 5, 6, 7-year-old mind. And it certainly doesn't make sense now. And this is not just my opinion, that when you say, do as I say, not as I do, that's not an opinion that it doesn't make sense and that it's difficult to separate. It's science. It's rooted in science, specifically science of the brain, because we have these really cool specialized neurons called mirror neurons, and you can use them at will. They're in the front part of our brain, and you can test them out. So as you're walking past or coming up on a stranger, just smile, casually smile, not a weird smile, just a casual smile, and watch what happens. They'll probably smile back because it's their mirror neurons. And so when you do something and it creates the same action in someone else, it's because their mirror neurons are responding to yours. And again, it's rooted in science. And they just discovered this in the 90s, where they took these probes and they put them into the brains of macaque monkeys. And they started with this one monkey that was given no food, and another monkey in front of the monkey being tested was given a banana. And they were mapping the brain of the monkey that did not get food and seeing what actually happened. And so the monkey with the banana peeled the banana very slowly in front of the monkey that didn't have one and had the brain hooked up to the electrodes. And then the monkey ate the banana. Well, the interesting thing is that the parts of the brain that light up or become active, electrically active, when you peel a banana and eat a banana, were actually triggered in the monkey that was observing the other monkey eating the banana. And so it started them being very curious and started doing more and more and more research until they discovered, again, these specialized nerve cells called mirror neurons. How do you know you have them, and are they working? When was the last time you went to a movie and when something was happening to the protagonist, either they were running from some adversary trying to catch them, and when they got away, you felt a sense of relief and you realized that you were breathing heavy and you were all anxious and maybe even sweating as you were living through the example of the protagonist in the movie? Those are your mirror neurons. You got emotionally attached to what was happening. We call that empathy. It's what makes us unique as humans, the fact that we can be empathetic towards someone else. Or what about a person that is the aggressor and they're doing something that you think is unnecessary in a movie, like in a war movie, and somebody is killing someone else, and how bad it makes you feel, and you feel this just impending doom upon you. It's your mirror neurons. And so you're feeling empathy for that person. It's what makes us unique as human beings. So I want you to think about the fact that we have them and that other people have them too, and be very, very deliberate in doing what you say you're going to do. So if you say you're going to do something, don't just have it be lip service, actually execute on what you say you're going to do, because the person is expecting that. Your subconscious is expecting that. You, deep inside, is expecting that. And I find that when I get in a situation where I'm trying to talk myself out of doing something I said I was going to do, or in some cases have decided not to do what I said I was going to do and then make excuses about it, I find that I overcommit sometimes. I say yes too frequently, to too many people. And that is sometimes getting in the way of the relationships that you're creating or trying to create and cultivate and nurture. Because true relationships are built on what you do, not on what you say. And so this generation doesn't wield that phrase, do as I say, not as I do, as commonly, unless it was something they taught. I was taught that, and I've never said that to my kids because it never made sense to me. In my person, in my emotions, and now we understand why in science. It's the mirror neurons. So do what you say you're going to do. And maybe put the brakes on saying yes to everything. Check your schedule, check your bandwidth, check your willingness to adhere to what you say you're going to do. Because when you do what you say you're going to do, it builds trust, it builds confidence, it builds relationships with the people that you love and care about the most. And in a relationship, you don't want to be considered undependable or flaky. You want to make sure that people see you as trustworthy and dependable. And that comes from doing what you say you're going to do, which is how you build true relationships. So forget the do as I say, not as I do, scientifically, emotionally, intellectually, and every other way you could forget about it. And certainly don't use it. So let me invite you to create the community that you want to live in. And how you do that is using your mirror neurons. Consider them your superpower. Smile at people. Give people a thumbs up. Open the door for someone. Do kind gestures, because your mirror neurons and their mirror neurons will become friends. And people will emulate what you do because you're doing it, and their brains are overriding their motor skills. So smile at someone and watch the smile that comes back. Extend a hand to handshake a stranger and watch them extend yours or extend theirs to shake yours. And if you want to be a little sneaky in a group of people, just start looking up to the sky like you're looking at something, like something crazy in the sky. Have a weird look on your face and just look up at the sky and watch how rapidly other people will see what you're doing and then look up in the sky and trying to see what you are trying to see. And then when there's nothing there, just turn around and walk away with a smile on your face. Now that's how I think. That's how my crazy mind thinks, but that's mirror neurons as well. So use your mirror neurons in a positive way or an entertaining way, and then just smile at people as often as you possibly can, because true relationships are built on what you do and not on what you say, unless they line up, and they should. Have a wonderful day, take care, and God bless.